This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of Titans, Season 3, Episode 5, titled Lazarus. And this is the Red Hood based episode, where we learn how Jason became Red Hood and everything. So, there are spoilers, and let's go into it. First, I think it was a good episode. It's definitely, different than Under the Red Hood, and I also wasn't even thinking of this. Well, I wasn't really thinking of it last week. But this is pretty similar to Arkham Knight with, Jason working with Scarecrow. It's just, Jason has told him everything. And he is, being fully controlled by Scarecrow, and Scarecrow created him. Unlike, in there with Joker being the main person who created the Arkham Knight, if you read the tie-in comics. But, it was just something that popped in my head. I wasn't even thinking of it at first when I saw the twist last week of them working together. But this week, after having time to think, I was like, oh yeah, that's like Arkham Knight. As I do love Arkham Knight as a game. But let's go into this episode and stop talking about Arkham Knight. So we first see Jason returning from the events of Titan Season 2, still being traumatized, and Bruce benching him, saying he can't, be Robin until he deals with his trauma, and is sent to Leslie Tompkins. And he starts to, make a breakthrough with her, but then Bruce, not wanting to lose Jason, says he can't be Robin anymore, and that causes Jason to spiral, go to Scarecrow, who Leslie said she had a connection to. And then, he goes to Scarecrow, reveals everything to him, gets a drug that makes him have no fear, and we learn that Jason actually dies in this. So, then Scarecrow brings him to a Lazarus pit, and once he's at the pit, he gets, brought back. And then, really things just go, in the normal Red Hood fashion. He's brought back. This time Scarecrow is training him into being Red Hood, and then he goes to his friend from earlier in the episode, bringing her her friend that she lost to Joker, and then really we finish up seeing the full transformation as Jason leaves to become Red Hood, and he also tortured that one guy that was attacking him early in the episode, which I forgot to mention. But honestly, I thought this was a fun episode. It was a nice twist on the Red Hood story, and the Red Hood story is a great story. I think I prefer, the Under the Red Hood version. Especially, the movie. I think that definitely one place where it gets better than the comic is the explanation of how he's brought back. Because let's face it, the original reason was pretty stupid. And, of course, the original reason was in Infinite Crisis. Which, you're right, it wasn't. It was a pretty fun comic. I just read it. I mentioned that in a video a few days ago, I think. It was the Arrowverse video. I think it was yesterday. But with that, when I was watching, I think that it was pretty interesting to see. And honestly, I think that, yeah, with it, the reason was that in the comics, Superboy Prime punches through reality to get into the main DC universe from where he has been since the Crisis on Infinite Earths event in the comics. And when he does that, he causes Jason to come back to life. And yeah, let's be honest, that was a pretty stupid reason. But, you know, we could talk about that later. And yeah, honestly, I think this is such a better reasoning than that, using the Lazarus Pit story, which I think was made famous by, well, the Under the Red Hood movie. Just saying it was that, and not saying, oh, it was an overly complicated thing with an evil version of basically, Superman returning to the multiverse. Well, returning it to last Earth and then going to the multiverse. Yeah, that's way too complicated. But yeah, I like that, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be a more of what's called under the Red Hood story, like I mentioned, or how it was done in the Arkham Knight game, which is Joker didn't actually kill Jason and left him alive. And honestly, with him working with Scarecrow, I think it could have went either way. But I think this is, an interesting one, and also makes it not make the Joker not look like he was being manipulated by anyone. Well, at least to his knowledge. He just, wanted to kill Robin so he could push Batman over the edge, which he did. But also, that's what Scarecrow wanted. So Batman would leave, but it was really a win-win for both of them. And the Joker, well, if he was still alive and knew what Scarecrow did, he would probably kill him. Or maybe he wouldn't because, actually, I think he would because it would be, his victory would be meaningless. So honestly, you better hope that no one brings the Joker back because that doesn't sound good for Scarecrow. But of course, knowing DC, I mean, even though Joker isn't a big villain in this universe since it's a Titans show, Joker seems to always come back. So Scarecrow better watch his back. But honestly, yeah, I think that's all I really have to say for this. I had a fun time watching it, and I'm going to be making my decisions later today for what the rest of this week, well, next week's videos will be. So then I can go record my Free Guy review. Actually, I'll probably record it now and just include that one part at the end. But, yeah, that's really it. You do know what's coming out Sunday and Monday. I also start school next week, so, I mean, technically it's going to be easier for me to record content since, my brothers will be at school, and since, well, in-person learning is returning, I'm definitely going to have a lot of time just to myself, especially since I'm in college, and, I'm still from home right now. So, I'll say it's going to be a lot easier to record than right now when I just have to find either a time when, well, younger brothers either have to be quiet or do it at night when I like to, stream. Until I at least finish everything in my Steam library that I could play. I do have a few games like with Commando, which I got on PS4 because it doesn't work with my anti-whatever virus stuff. But, see, that's not so much with this. I think that's really all I have to say, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.